All right, hello friends. Looks like we're live. Let's just do a quick check. Perfect. All right, well, I'm going to give everybody a minute to find me while I get my desktop, pardon me, all arranged, all of that good stuff. And I am excited to be here. All right. Hello, E. Miller. So glad you're joining me. I think I forgot to share this on Instagram. Had a busy day, but that's okay. All right. Well, today I am going to be featuring, there we go. Okay, we're good. The new Floral Confections product suite from Papertrey Ink. It's a really super cute one. I haven't used it yet, so I'm excited to do that as well. So I think it's going to be fun. It's a cute little take on a cupcake that has like a top that is basically topped with flowers. It's really super adorable. So that's what we are going to be doing today, which I'm excited. So last week I took off from live streams on my channel. I was having some issues with my mouse, basically just phantom working and like closing browsers and tabs out. So I did finally figure out what the problem was and got it fixed. So, but I took extra time and I figured that out last week. That was my big thing. Hi, scrapbook.com. Not sure who is the name behind the, or who is behind the scrapbook.com name on there, but I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. Hello, Peggy. Got a couple people from Michigan. That's fun. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Elise. And hello to Mary Ann. I'm so glad you guys are joining me. I'm going to give it about 5 or so minutes to just let people find the live stream and hop on. Of course, if you come in late or are watching on replay, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you like what you see. Thank you. I felt like curling it today. I recently cut my hair off last week, so it's a little easier to style now, and it just felt like a fun thing for live this week. So I'm trying to think. I did go live earlier this week on Monday. I think it was Monday. So if you missed that, the replay is available. We created a really fun card featuring some of the goodies in the Waffle Flower Crafts spring sale. My first time using the nesting postage collage products, and they were super fun. So graphic is all updated with images of the cards. I did finish my second card off. It's also on my Instagram feed. So if you want to see both those cards, they are there now. I'm trying to think. I don't have much else for you today. So this is my final live this week. I am teaching a class tomorrow for Altenew. So if you're joining me for that, I will see you in the Zoom session for that. So, but that's pretty much it this week. So, oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. So let's flip the camera over and take a look at all of the products we are going to use today. Oh, Roxanne finished 6 Build-A-Bouquet cards. That's awesome. Oh, before I forget to mention it, because I always do, product links, just the general product links are in the video description. There's a link to a complete supply list, which is not complete yet. I will complete it at the end, or when I end the live stream and after I have some lunch, I will finish adding all of the odds and ends, ink colors, foam adhesive, all of that stuff. So, but there's a general link to the February release, and then there is a itemized link list with the main items that I'm featuring today. So now I'm going to flip the camera over. Let me get my camera ready to flip here. Get it so it's fairly straight. All right, there we go. Hi, Terry. So glad you're here. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so what we are going to create with today. Hi, Holly. So glad you're here. is this Floral Confections stamp set. Here's a look at just the stamp. It's so cute. It has all of these fun flower stems and this cupcake with these different options. So we're going to stamp a lot of things today and make a fun little cupcake card. I imagine I'll go over an hour because it is a lot of stamping. And then there's this fun little stencil set for adding designs to the cupcake liner. So I think we'll feature one of those as well. Hi, Julie. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are here too. And then, of course, the coordinating dies for the stamp set. And then I grabbed a couple of other goodies as well. So we have the Dotted Diamonds stencil. This is new, which we're going to use in our background. So the great thing about the stencil is you have the one that is all the entire design on one, or you can separate it and do the design with two colors. And I think we'll do the design with two colors. Today we're going to do that after we stamp all of the images so that I have an easier time picking colors. I think I featured this in my last Papertrey Ink Live, but I love it so much. We're going to do the laced oval die as well, which I've already pre-cut. And then the Line It Up birthdays, which I also pre-cut. This time we are featuring the birthday wishes. So I featured this in January on my birthday bash live, and I love it so much we're going to feature it again. And as you know me, I like to mix and match all of the different things. So that is what we're going to do today. Thanks, Elise. Glad you're liking it. Okay, so let's get some stuff going here. So we're going to start off with stamping we're going to start with the cupcake bits first. So on one panel, we're going to do the cupcake and the candles, and then we'll pull in another panel and we'll do all of the cute little floral stems and leaves and all of that good stuff. Although we might be able to put some of them on here because I have actually pre-cut the cupcake liner from some glitter cardstock, and we're going to ink blend that to add the design. So I actually might be able to feature a few things on here. So let's start, because we're going to do 2 layers on our cupcake. So let's start with this guy, which is just like some nice greenery. And I am just actually going to bring all of my Papertrey ink cubes over closer to me so I can just pick and choose what I want to feature here. So let's start with, we're going to do this one with Hawaiian shores. So just go ahead and ink it up. I'm not going to worry so much about prepping all of these, maybe the leaf ones that are a little bit more solid, but I just figure if it's blotchy, I can just double stamp and that will be totally fine. Because we have quite a bit of stamping to do, and I feel like if I had to treat it every single time with a eraser, we're going to be here for hours. That's something I should try to remember to do in prep, but I'd never do. All right, so we've got that first layer and it looks great. So I'm only picking one of the flower themed cupcake tops. And I'm going to go with these ones that are kind of the circular little posies. I love these little ones right here, which I can add on to them. So I think that is going to be really cute. Here's the problem with curling your hair though, is now I'm shedding like crazy. So I do apologize if a random hair just, randomly falls right into the live stream today. All right, so we're going to start with the base layer of this one. And I think for this guy, we are going to start with Sweet Blush, one of my favorites, right? Nice, good base. We're gonna add onto it with other tones, but I think that Sweet Blush is just a nice, good base layer. Right. Okay. Get a couple layers of that. Looking good, huh? Love it. Okay, so that was Sweet Blush. Probably should write down what colors I'm using, but I think I'll remember. I think I should be able to remember. All right, so then there is another layer for this one. So let's go ahead and grab that. And you may have to pardon me because I'm probably going to have to pull this a little off camera so that I can get it nice and lined up here. Okay. Feel like that looks pretty good there. Okay. And so then for this layer, we're going to pop up to Pale Peony. And then we're going to actually stamp some of these individual ones here in an even deeper shade of pink, and we can pop them up on top of the cupcake as well. And so we'll have a 3-colored cupcake. Oops. And I think it's going to be just lovely. All right, so pretty. So there is the start of our fabulous cupcake. Now, pretty much everything on here die cuts out individually with the exception of the stems. So we will stamp those all together, but like even the candle flame stamps separately. So all of that good stuff. Then let's see here. Hi, Laura. So glad you're popping on and joining me today. So then I've already taken care of that. So let's go ahead and start on the candle. I'm trying to decide what color I want the candle to be. I think we're going to do the candle in Berry Sorbet. So it will still be pink, but it will be a little different pink from the cupcake, so it will differentiate here. All right, so let's ink this up. I'm not going to worry about prepping it. I'm just going to stamp it a couple of times. Oh, that's a lovely color of a candle. Me too, Wendy. Hi, I'm so glad you popped on. I love cupcakes too. One of my favorite things, actually. Yeah, that is going to be a lovely candle. Right, let's do the candle flame. And we're just going to stamp as much as we possibly can onto this. You know what, though? Let's give our candle a little design. I like the little stripes, the little stripe options. Yeah, I think that's going to be really cute. So for that, let's grab Raspberry Fizz, maybe? Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best bet. And I just think that I just love all of the cute little details that Papertrey Ink. You can't even see it. I think I'm going to have to use a different color. There. You know what? It's pretty subtle, but that's okay. They're there. We'll just go with it today. I love all of the little details that you get on the Papertrey Ink sets. Okay. So the candle is done. Let's grab the candle flame. This little guy right here. Just trying to kind of space things so that they will be able to line up multiple dies and cut once. All right, so for the flame, let's see. I think we're going to use bright buttercup and orange zest at the very bottom. So just kind of a little bit in there at the bottom, come back in, soften that, and we'll see how it goes. Might need to stamp a couple times. Yeah, let's do that one more time, but I like the little bit of orange at the bottom. It's so tiny, you guys might not be able to see it. I'll see if I can pull it up to when I'm done here and show you. But I don't know if you can see, but we got a nice little gradation in the candle flame, which I think is super fun. Okay, so now let's start on, you know what, I think we will stamp the solid leaves on this one, and then we will switch over to a new sheet and do all of those cute little floral stems. So there's 2 on here, and it looks like there is 1 on here. Now these ones, I might go ahead and really quickly do a little prep on them with an eraser because they are quite solid. You're welcome, Elise. I'm glad you could see it. I know it was super tiny when I was stamping it, so I'm glad I was able to bring it up and show it to you guys. So these ones are super solid, and since I'm going to try to stamp 3 at a time, I am going to go ahead and do a little bit of prep on this one. So hopefully I'll get somewhat better, less blotchy stamping results. Do that a couple times. Right. All right, that should hopefully be good. So for these, we're going to come back with the same Hawaiian shores because these all have little detail layers in them. And so I'll go to tropical teal after that to do the detail layers. Now, of course, I always say this because I know not everybody loves aquatone greenery. So if that's you, if you would rather have traditional greenery, that's totally fine. Just swap these colors out with whatever standard traditional green you would prefer. Okay. Perfect. Look at those leaves coming together. And I'm glad I did that little bit of prep work on those. I think that helped these stamp a little bit better for me. All right, let's go ahead and grab the detail layers here. Let's actually put these away. Hi, Randy. Thanks for popping on and joining me. So glad you're here. Okay. So then, I don't know if you've ever noticed on Papertrey Ink, ooh, that is throwing off the coloring, but they do give numbers. So they number everything, and that will come into play, especially when we start doing those stems and such, but it tells you what goes with what. So like this leaf is 1A and then there's 1B. And so you know the numbers correspond with each other. So those are the ones you stamp together. And then the A and B tells you which layer it is. I mean, obviously it's fairly obvious, but it's just helpful. I think it's just one of those things that's kind of helpful to know. And it gives you all of the things you need to know on each one. Okay. And for the most part, these ones, I'm just trying to keep them within the confines of the stamped leaf. Then I know that they will be correct in the, when I go, or they won't get die cut off. So, hey now. Stop grabbing my finger. All right, I think that one is pretty good. And then this little guy over here. This one's teeny tiny. All right. Perfect. Okay, so now let's grab that tropical teal. Ooh, got a little wily there. It's okay. And ink up those leaf veins. I think that's what they're called. And that is perfection. I don't feel the need to stamp again on that one. Those ended up just perfect. Okay, so we have the start to our fabulous floral confection, our floral cupcake here. So I am going to remove the stamps, put those away, and then I'm going to switch out my cardstock here, and we will stamp all of the rest of the stems on a different piece. Although actually real quick, let's stamp both of the teeny tiny sentiments. And I am telling y'all, these are teeny tiny sentiments, but we still have a little bit of room down here. And I'm not completely sure which one I plan to use. It's just going to be a tiny little secondary sentiment because I'm using that Line It Up die as the main one. Just have to, that one says best wishes. Actually, I think there's 3 sentiments on here. Let's stamp them all because I think they all have a little tiny die as well. Okay, just trying to give them all enough room here. Maybe. Stop sticking to my fingers. You know, I'm going to grab them real quick and then just put this guy over here. And I think we have enough room. It should be fine. And these ones, I'm just going to stamp in really nice crisp black. I am not pushing too hard because these are about the daintiest sentiments I've ever seen in my whole life. And I want to make sure they stay nice and visible and dainty. Like, look at those. How cute are those? My goodness. This would be perfect on a little tag or whatever. You know, I think I might need to grab that tag set of mine. That's my favorite, although these have dies, so maybe don't need to do that now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I think this one goes here. And this one goes here. And then this one goes here. Okay, now I am officially moving this out. Oh, I lied. Hold on. Let's actually grab, okay, so there's this little posy here. Sorry, I keep changing my mind. There's this little posy, and I want to stamp it a few times to add to the cupcake layer. So I'm going to do that on this piece too. And we are going to do that in raspberry. We're going to do a few. We're going to do a couple in Raspberry Fizz and a couple in Hibiscus Burst. So then we have just this lovely multicolor cupcake. Kind of forgot about stamping this little posy. Now this, you could do this with a clear block as well, truly. But I just really do prefer being able to stamp a couple of times. So, and it really, for me, I'm so nervous with the clear block that I'm actually probably quicker doing it this way. So, all right, and then let's stamp it just a couple more times in some little nooks and crannies here. Let's do Hibiscus Burst, and we will 100% have the cutest multicolor pink floral cupcake top, which I'm so excited about. Okay. Let's stamp one more for good measure. I may not use them all, but I'll have it if I want to. Right there is fine. Okay. Ta-da! Now I truly am officially done stamping on this panel. I feel like I've said that like 3 times. 3 times now. Okay. Okay, let's grab another panel. Make sure I'm not grabbing the one I have trimmed down for the background. Okay. All right, so now we are officially done with this one. We have stamped everything except for the cupcake liner, and I've already told you what we're doing with that. So now let's grab all the stems, and I am going to put them in order so we've got 5 here, 5, 6. So we've got 5A, 6A. I've already done 7. So then let's go to 8. I'm going to put 8 here. And then 9 is going to go here. And then we've got 10. And finally, 11. Okay. And then for good measure, there's these cute little guys here. We're just going to do one of each. Those are not numbered because those are just standalone little pieces. Okay. This, once again, is going to be all in Hawaiian shores, just so it matches all of the other greenery. And then we will do florals and all of the good stuff on these. Okay. And then I do on just these little guys, I want to come in with a little tropical teal at the bottom. Make them a little ombre-ish. I think that'll be really pretty. Okay, let's stamp those one more time for good measure. Probably should have treated that one, but that's okay. Okay, a little bit more here. Okay, and there we go. And I think those look really cute. So we have all of our stems for all of our flowers. Oopsies. I am making a mess over here of my little ink tray. Okay, so I have to remind myself, I put these all in order, in numerical order. All right, well, while I continue layering up stamps and stamping, I would love to hear how everybody's week is going so far. We are almost at the end of our week, obviously, but I would definitely love to hear what y'all have been up to. Anything crafting related? Have you checked out any of the great sales that are happening? Are you on a spending freeze? All the things. I'd love to know. That's funny, Elise. I mean, Hawaiian shores and Hawaiian shorts are pretty darn close. So I'm going to give you that one. Like that one, it's even possible my closed captioning might have actually put that on there. But very nice. I'm going to grab lunch after this is over as well. Okay, so we've got 5. So this right here is 5. And we just need to grab the right piece. Kind of actually have a little bit of an idea. I'm wondering if using the die. Okay, I wish the dies were numbered is the only thing. All right. You know what? I don't think I realized you could actually also stamp all of these by themselves. Like you could stamp them off because it looks like they have, or maybe not. All right, well, I'm going to try to figure this out to see what is what here. Throwing lunch in the air fry baking this week. That's awesome. Love it. And Roxanne just gave a good reminder here to remember to, maybe these are supposed to be done separately. I am struggling here. All right, let's just take all these off and figure this out real quick. Oh, nice. Getting going on some birthday cards. This tend to be what I reach for the most often. I probably should have looked at this before. Okay. So I think this goes with this guy. Aha. I'm finding it, friends. I am finding it. Okay. And I think I'm kind of going to use the dies here as my to help me line everything up. So just leave that in place, grab it, and then we'll take it off. And look at that. Okay, we're just going to do a whole slew of pinks here. So I'm just going to grab whatever I grab for each one. And we're going to have, and I think I found a good way to do this. I think that is going to be awesome, because that really does help me get those lined up, and then I should pretty easily be able to die cut it. So that was this guy, right? And you want to know something I am going to do on my die set? I'm going to write what number it is. So I'm going to grab a Sharpie real quick, and on my die, so we're doing this together. And so this is sometimes what I find easiest. So I'm going to find the one this corresponds with, which is this one. And I'm going to write the number 5 in here because that corresponds with the number on the stamp set. So 5. And then I know, okay. So let's move on to, obviously, this one is easy to understand. So this one right here is 6. I don't think I need the pieces, but I'll still put it on there because it's easier to, it's easier to find. But this is just the cute little confines, or like, it's just like the middles of those leaves. This is more of a greenery piece than it's more of a greenery piece than flowers. So I'm just going to make sure most of those are sitting inside the confines of those leafy elements, like so. You don't even have to do this layer, I don't think. I think you could leave this one as is. I'm going to try it just to see what it looks like so that you guys can see it as well. And I'm going to come in with tropical teal on this one. And look at that. Just a nice little added detail here. So, but I feel like this will help me know what die goes with what in the future when I reach for this set again. So I think it will just be, in the end, super, super helpful. But I'm also assuming that these little dies here actually would cut the flowers out all separately if I wanted to do that as well. So I think you get a couple of options with this stamp set, which is actually kind of, pretty super cool. All right, let's flip these over because I feel like sometimes when they're flipped over, you can better understand which one they go with. Like I think this one might go with this guy here. And so that is 7, or I'm sorry, it's 8 because we've already done 7. So, and it's possible I'm wrong on this, but let's see. Let's see if I can find a place where it kind of goes with this stamp set. That might not be it. Let's see. But it's definitely not that one. So I think it has to be this one. Maybe just like that. Still trying to get this guy figured out here. Maybe it will help me on this side. This one's perplexing me a little bit, friends. Hi, Maggie. No worries. I'm glad you're here. Cindy's craft room is under construction. Ooh, getting new cabinets, though. That's super fun. Oh, well, I can do that too, Elise. I'm just trying to figure out if I have the right... This has to be the right die, right? Unless, hold on. Is it the same? Or is it maybe this die? Maybe,
I think I got them wrong. There is that die, and here is this die. Aha! I think I found it. I had them in the wrong spot, friends. There we go. Took me a minute to get there. But I'm going to have to redo the numbers on that one, I think. Okay, so this one is 7. Oh, yeah. All right. Pardon my wrongness here. So this one is 7. This one, or excuse me, this one is 5. Okay, 5. There we go. Whew, I got it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, friends. All right, let's do these guys in Hibiscus Burst. All right, so this is telling me that in the future I should get this figured out before lives, unless you like watching me figure out how everything goes live. I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me having to figure out how a stamp set works live. I know it probably takes a little bit more time with me doing it this way. So, but if you like figuring the elements out with me, then I'll keep doing it this way. Okay, so we had 5, 6, 7 was the leaf, 8. So we are on to 9, which are these cute little rounded posies, which I just absolutely love. Oh, thanks, Elise. I appreciate it. And I have a feeling that this one aligns with this die. Sure does. Okay, and then I feel like we just kind of go like so. If you would stop moving, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, I feel like that looks pretty good. So then this is, remind me, this is 9. So let's go ahead and mark that on our die cut packaging. So there's 9. Okay, good to know, Laura. I'm glad to hear that. All right, so for this one, let's do berry sorbet. Oh, God, that one's probably my favorite. I love it so much. I just love those rounded little posies. All right. Well, I will keep figuring stuff out with you guys then. Maggie, it might be. So sometimes I do that with Papertrey Ink stuff, is die cut first and then assemble, and then stamp. I do actually do that with a lot of my sets. I don't do it with all of them, but that is definitely absolutely an option. Okay, I think this guy probably goes with this. Yeah. All right. So let's get those cute little flowers fit in there. And then align it like so. And let's see, I think that's pretty good. Okay. Okay, so then this one is 10. We've got that. Okay. All right, what color do I want to do for this one? Let's do, I haven't done sweet blush on any of these, so let's do sweet blush on these little, they're like little tiny, almost look like baby's breath almost type of flowers. Sweet blush might not come up super well, but look at how cute that is. So I think it's personal preference on that. They might be easier to line up, but these are pretty skinny little things, so that could also get finicky. So I kind of do a mixture of both when I'm doing, you know, 2-piece stamping here. We're on our final one, guys. Look at us. And then we got this guy. So this one is 11. All right, kind of use that as my guide. Get that stamp stuck on there. Then put it on here and just make sure it feels like it aligns fairly properly here. Okay, there we go. And then this guy is 11. And then look at that. Like, I'm not too worried about numbering all of the other ones, but that for me is super helpful to know. And really, I think once you have this all worked out and you have them marked on your own, I think that these can come together super easily, and you can just now cheat off of me and just mark things as you know it, because then you know they fit. So I am certain that these pieces right here, these dies right here, are if you wanted to cut the floral pieces out themselves. So I'm not going to take the time to do that numbering here live, but you could also do that same step this way. And then that actually might make creating these flowers a little easier too, because you can just stamp everything separately, cut them out separately, and then layer them together. I like to make things complicated, so. All right, I have used every color except for Raspberry Fizz. So let's go ahead and do our final set of flowers in Raspberry Fizz. And then we have basically used all of the colors featured in everywhere else on the card. And we will just have a lovely spray of flowers in these lovely shades of pink. Okay. I think are done stamping. So look at that. Not too complicated once I figured it all out and we figured it out together. Thanks, friends. Okay, there we go. Hopefully, me going through this process will make you want to reach for your more intricate items like this a little bit more often. Okay, let's get these pieces all die cut. And I'm going to find a little container to put them in. You know what? We will put them in this little handy tray I have here. I always get asked, I got that tray on Amazon. I have a similar option, pardon me, a similar option to it linked under the favorites tab on my, I'm losing my train of thought here. On my Amazon list, the exact one's not available, so. But okay, now that we have these all marked, let's just go ahead and cut them so that we remember what is what. I am going to need little pieces of tape. I like to make things complicated. I mean, sometimes I do. I'm not going to lie on that. Okay. So there's 5. And when I will take these off in order so that I don't lose what's what, and I can put it. Oh, I guess that doesn't matter. I have the shapes printed on the background. Dahlia. Don't listen to me. Never mind me. I don't have to take them off in any order because I can correspond with the shapes on the actual die. Okay. All right. Let me overthink that. 100% Maggie. I can feel I feel that one too. All right. And here is my biggest thing. I am a perfectionist by nature. I will never say I'm not, but I am really trying to embrace this is handmade, not Hallmark. And so if things aren't perfect all of the time, that's okay. I'm just trying to embrace that. And if something cuts a little off here and there, or I do tend to try to cover smudges, but like if, if blending gets a little splotchy here and there, like I'm just trying to embrace the fact that not everything always has to be completely perfect. Okay. There's that. And then we got this. All right, that looks pretty close. Right, and then we got these 2 little extra leaves here. That one and this one. So this might not be a set you reach for bulk creating, but here's the thing. I'm not much of a bulk creator anyway. I just take my time with all of the different products that I create with. And because this is supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be good for your mental health, so I think you got to craft what the best way is for you. And for me, I don't bulk create. I typically take my time to create each project, and my recipients get what they get. All right, here we go. Run these through my die cut machine real quick. Oh, thanks, Elise. So I do sell my cards at my cousin's mercantile, but it's just because I just make so many. I do have a lot of cards, and that it's one of those things where it's just like I don't see what people get to pick the card if they like it. If they don't, they can pass on it. And so what I should say is I don't custom make cards for people. They can choose from what I have. If they want to buy one, great. If they don't like anything, that's fine with me too. Hi, Michael. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. It's coming along. I had to kind of fight through like figuring out what die goes with what, and that's why you see numbers on here. But I think that was super helpful in terms of like showing how you find everything. And now I have them numbered. So when I reach for this stamp set again, it's going to be easy peasy to get some cards created with all of these flowers, because I now have it all organized and labeled. All right. That guy goes, yeah. All right. And then we've got this one. I will obviously go over an hour today, friends. Hopefully you're okay with that. Of course, you can always step away whenever you need to. I will never be insulted if you have to step away. Okay, so now let's die cut all the other elements. Oh, I even have this little tray here and I forgot to use it. So let's put all of our cute little flower elements in here. I think that would be hard, Randy. Yes, commission. I don't do that. I don't commission cards. You can pick from what I have. If you like it, great. If you don't, well, then don't pick it. Okay, that feels relatively close. All right, and then I think that this one is this guy down here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, thanks, friends at scrapbook.com. I appreciate that. It's super fun to watch these cards come to life. I haven't done stamp layering like this in a while, but I will say, paper. I feel like Papertrey Ink makes the stamp layering elements pretty easy to align and put together. Oops, hey now. Stay in your place there, little die. This one's a little harder to align, but I think I'm doing okay. It just keeps moving on me. Stop moving. All right, even the candle flame has a teeny tiny little die for it. Look at this. It's tiny, but it's perfect. I love it. I'm just using up the tape from the other panel because I'm frugal like that. Lord knows I have 8,000 rolls of old washi tape, but I'm still frugal. You can't take that out of a girl. Elise is asking me if this is the same cupcake I used a few weeks ago, and no, I've actually never featured this step before. So this is my first time using this one. Now I'm trying to remember what cupcake, what I've put a cupcake on recently, and I cannot for the life of me remember. Oh, no, I did a slice of cake a while back. Oh goodness, Elise, now I have no idea. That's how many projects I do. A month. I can't even remember what I do anymore. I did a birthday cake. I did a couple of birthday cake options in January, I believe. They're not really making me go cross-eyed at all. Actually, this part doesn't really bother me. It's kind of cathartic adding all of these little dies to the elements here. And like I said, this isn't one where you would book create with it. This is definitely like a special card for someone. All right, and I'm going to cut the little posies out 4 times. Okay, that's this guy. Okay. And then I am pretty certain I'm going to put the little Make-A-Wish. I was going to find the right one. But those I think I'm going to end up having to do separately. Okay, so let's die cut these real quick. So then we have the cupcake elements, which I love. Candle and the perfect little flame. Oh my goodness. These are so darn cute. Right, got some leaves. Uh-oh, where did that other leaf go? I've lost a leaf, friends. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It took a little walk. Okay. They are super tiny sentiments. As I mentioned, I have pre-cut a sentiment from another set. That is going to be the main sentiment. I might tuck one of those tiny little sentiments on somewhere. We'll see. I'm not completely sure on that. I have to finish cutting the little posies. Okay, candle flame, leaf. But a good portion of this die cutting is now done. All right. let's go ahead and finish cutting these little flowers, and then we have a little bit of ink blending to do. Magic disappearing leaf, I know. I'm going to hold off on cutting the sentiments for now, just because I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. So let's just go ahead and cut these little flowers out and finish those off. And then we will get our background blended and start assembling our card. Okay. So cute. Just look at how adorable they are. I love them. I think these are so darn cute. Okay, and then do the same thing. And then we just have one more flower to cut out. And we can start doing some ink blending. The ink blending is going to come together really quickly because it's just 2 layers and they're pretty small little openings. Okay. Oh, hi, Laura. I don't know if I saw you pop in. I will say, considering I had to kind of figure out where everything went on this card and what die lined with what, I really don't think that this is actually all that time consuming in the end. I think it's coming along quite well, actually. Okay, let's ink blend, friends. Just trying to find a grip mat, and they're all stuck together. There we go. I keep my grip mats all in a drawer, and I used to be really good about putting like a layer of parchment paper in between each one, and I don't do that anymore. So they all just kind of get stuck together. Okay, let's grab the diamond dotted stencils. We're going to just use the 2 individual stencils on this one. All right, so this is the outer layer. Okay, and I have already trimmed my panel down to size, so I'm just going to try to center it as best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. All right, and then, so I think I am going to do hibiscus burst and berry sorbet for this. So let's do hibiscus burst on this layer. And I'm just going to come in with a smaller brush because it will get into these little tiny stencil openings much easier than a big brush. Thank you, Elise. I appreciate that. And this is such a fun background stencil. It's really easy to blend. It's just gonna, I think it's just gonna add a nice little detail to the back of my card. Okay. I might need to turn my fan on here. I have, so to help with lighting, front face lighting, I have lights that I use, and they're just, they're rechargeable ones because I don't have like a, I kind of keep everything temporary. right now in this room. So hopefully when we build our new house, I will set up a more permanent type of light that can just be plugged in and not have to be recharged. But right now they're just rechargeable. But even though they're pretty small, but even though they're small, they still put off a good amount of heat. So I might need to turn on my fan here in a minute. Okay. And I think before I remove this stencil, I'm going to mark the corner so that the next stencil will be a little easier to align and I'm not having to eyeball it. Okay. So first things first, let's just wipe it off. And then I'm just going to grab some thin low-tack tape here. And I'm just going to mark the corner. Well, Laura, we have a new builder, and right now he is finishing up the site plans and all of that. And then hopefully when that is all said and done, we can get going on this house. Okay, I feel like that should be okay. So I'm just using that as a little marker to help me align the next stencil layer. Look at how fun that is. Even one layer would be fine, but so I'm going to put this and then just look at it and eyeball any possible options that I feel like I might need to make, but I think that actually looks pretty darn good there. Okay, so then let's just clean that one off, and then let's grab, you know what, I'm going to use this blending brush, but I want to clean it real quick because I'm not sure the last color that was used on it. So I'm just going to add a little isopropyl alcohol to a dry lint-free cloth, and I'm just going to buff out any residual color in there. Thank you. I appreciate that because we all know how well it's gone thus far. So here's hoping this one will be much better. All right, and then this layer we're going to do in Berry Sorbet. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Already, this one's been a much better experience, so I am fingers crossed we have found the right company this time. Okay. I love ink blending. Does anybody else? I just find ink blending so calming and cathartic. It's just something about doing the same repetitive motion, but in the end, something beautiful is created. I just find it lovely. Okay, just a little bit left to go here. The first time I used these stencils, I heat embossed them just in iridescent sparkle onto sweet blush cardstock, and that was really pretty too. Lots of fun ways you can use this stencil, and I think I did the stencil that has the entire design just as one. For that one, turned out really fun. Oh, I'm in good company. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it. I love this stencil. I think it's such a good one. All right, let's take a look. Just buff some color out of that. Let's take a look at the final reveal here. And look at how fun that is. I just love that. It's going to be a great background on our card. Okay, now let's grab, so I cut this little cupcake liner from some glitter cardstock. And then I've got to find the cupcake, just put that over here. I've got to find the cupcake stencils. They are right here. And I think we're going to do polka dots on it. Or do I want to do, I could do the stripes because I know we already kind of have a lot of polka dots going on. So maybe actually I'll do stripes on this one. And I'm just lining it up with that cupcake liner. Like so. There we go. And I think on this one, I will do Hawaiian Shores. Okay. All right. And you can absolutely ink blend on glitter cardstock. I'm here to tell you no. It does work. Okay. I feel like that looks good. And look at that. We have a fantastic little striped cupcake stencil. I just think, or cupcake liner. I think that's so darn cute. Okay. So I think we are good to go on that. So we need to start assembling this card and getting it finished here. Start landing the plane. So let's do that. All right, so I had mentioned I pre-cut a few things. So I have pre-cut an oval to kind of ground our cupcake and give it something to be framed by. And then I also pre-cut the birthday wishes sentiment as well. Blending on glitter cardstock is so fun. I've actually found, so y'all know I love ivory glitter cardstock, right? But sometimes it needs a glow. And so I have found if you ink blend it with a nice shade of like golden yellow, it's just perfect. It gives it like that perfect amount of gold. Ooh, I like that. Kind of like that too. Okay, let's stack and glue these pieces together real quick and get going on our card assembly here. I have never seen a botanical or a floral cupcake either. Well, I think I have seen them. I think I've seen some like in real life made like that, but I have never seen paper ones. And I'm excited to put this fun guy together here. I think it's going to end up being just ridiculously cute. I'm just using a glue pen to do this. I like these old school glue pens for stacking purposes like this because you don't have to be so precise and perfect. And the glue actually works really well. All right, one more layer here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this is a very intricate die, and I could not imagine trying to figure out how to put foam adhesive underneath it. So we're stacking and gluing like this to avoid having to do that. Okay. Okay. Do the same with this, although I think I'm going to stack the 2 white layers, and I may end up stacking that gold layer, pardon me, just a little off center to make it look a little bit like it has that white shadow layer. I think that might be kind of fun. So let's stack the 2 white layers first. Okay. Oop, that didn't work. It's okay, this will. Some of this will end up being trimmed off. Okay, and then I felt like I really liked it just a little off center. Oh, those are not aligned very well. Let me fix that. Hi, Joy. I am so glad you're popping in and saying hi. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, I love that, Elise. Yeah, I just like it slightly off center there. I think that's really fun. But I feel like I can keep it in alignment. Yeah, I like that. I love this birthday sentiment die. It's one of my faves. Okay, so let's just put some glitter on the back of it. So I'm going to keep it in alignment on the line because I don't want the line to have the white shadow layer. And we're just going to glue it off center on the line so that a little bit of the white peeks behind the lettering. Kind of, not that much, like so. I also like that these glue pens give me a little bit of time to make my decisions, and I can kind of smush them into place if needed. But there, I just like the little bit of shadow layer it gives here. Okay, so there is our sentiment. So I do have a pre-folded cardstock panel. I know I want it to have a color. I want to matte a color. I just have to pick which one. So let's do a little building first here. So birthday wishes is going to go like so. I'm probably going to pick one of these pink tones. Let me grab my Papertrey Ink cardstock real quick. Hi, Terry. No worries. Glad you're joining me now. Let's see what pink tones I have here that I might want to use. Kind of liking this bright pink in the background. It's either that or the blue. Tell me your thoughts. The pink is a bit brighter than what it looks like it's showing on my screen, but I like both options. So let's see. We've got it on pink, like so. And then we've got it on blue, and I actually can already tell you I'm liking it better on pink. So I'm going to choose the color, and I'm going to go just trim my cardstock down real quick to layer on top of the card. I'll be right back. And I hope I have a feeling this will photograph better. It's showing up a tiny bit dull on my screen anyway. So, I just refilled this, and it must have gotten a little wily in there when I put it back together. So I'm just going to glue this directly to the card front. I like to have a white card base because, one, it's cheaper than making a card base out of colored cardstock. Two, it's also easier to write a sentiment on a white card base than a colored card base. So I just cover my white card bases with whichever color I want to be shown. Oh, good. I'm glad to know. It just seemed like it was really dull looking on mine, and apparently I didn't cut this exactly the right length. That's okay. No one's going to be able to see it, and I can always trim it down if need be. Okay, grab my favorite 1mm foam tape because we're going to pop the cupcake layer up too. So I don't want to have an overabundance of, I don't want to go overboard on the dimension. Oh, good. Maybe it's just my screen where it was showing up kind of dull. I'm glad to hear that because it's definitely not. It's a beautiful, bright shade of pink. I believe it's Hibiscus Burst. I think it matches that. Oh, and it's actually looking better now that it's smaller. So good. Good, good. Okay. Okay. Oh, and look at that fun, super fun background. Oh, I love it. Okay. And we're going to glue this directly to the middle. Oh, good. I'm glad the pink is showing up right. And it's showing up better now than it had been when I had the big sheet out. So probably just throwing off my camera sensor. I tell you, I'm keeping with my same setup for now because it's easy and it's compact and it's not a permanent video solution. But I have definitely been researching what I'm going to do once our home is built for more permanent, better quality video recording options. Because while this has served me well, I don't like that things throw off the white balance from time to time. I don't like that it adjusts exposure even though I have it set to an exposure level I want. So looking forward to having a camera that I have a bit more control over. And then that birthday sentiment is going to sit right here. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I'm pretty thrilled with how this is turning out. I know it's taking me a bit of time today, so hopefully you guys are okay with that. But I am having, that's a lot of glue. I'm having a lot of fun putting this card together. So let's see, here-ish, and then probably here. And I can always tuck a little extra glue in here and there if I need to. Right. Let that set for a minute. Whoops, come on now. Nothing sticks to glitter super well. So I may, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to grab a clear block because I don't use the clear blocks for anything except paperweights any longer. And we're going to put that guy on here. And let's set this guy aside. Let it dry for a minute, and let's start assembling this cute little cupcake. Right, so that's going to go on the top here. I want to make sure my glue stays upside down, so let's grab my little glue holder there. Thanks, Terry. Thank you, Michael. It's possible I already said thank you for that, but thanks again if I did. Okay. Ugh, as mentioned, nothing glues to glitter very well. So I just got to hold this guy in place for a minute. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I will use some tweezers. Like so. And then I don't have to hold it. This will hold itself. Thanks, Shirla. Oh my gosh, this is going to just be the cutest. And then these are going to pop out underneath. So cute. Let's give them a little fluff. Okay, so then we need glue just at the bottom. Let's kind of do like so. except for realizing, you know what? I might actually use little thin foam strips because we need the candle to go in first. So let's actually glue that candle to that leftover glue that's on here. Let's make sure it's straight. And then we're going to do this in the background, but we are going to use a little bit of foam tape just to get some differentiation between those two layers. So let's grab my must-have foam tape. Oh no. I gotta get a new piece out. This is my favorite. This is the 1mm. Well, I like all of the millimeters, but this is 1mm foam tape, the thin foam strips from scrapbook.com. I always joke about how I have like a whole drawer of them, but it's actually not a joke. Not a joke. I do have a whole drawer of not just these, but a lot of these. But I love the 1mm thickness, just to give a little bit of dimension, but not to go overboard. And then let's tuck that in the background layer. And look at how cute this is. I know, right? That is a tad bit ironic, Terry. Okay, so then we have the candle flame. And what we're going to do is I'm going to just put a tiny little drop of glue on the top. And then let's, oh, I broke my wax tip the other day. Hopefully I can get this to work for now. There we go. Oh, of course that didn't want to work. Okay, I have spare wax tips. I just got to find them. And there's our little candle flame. And just for good measure, clamp down and let it set up. Okay. And then I have, gotta find my little squares. Where did I put that? Oh, I have misplaced my, oh, here they are. I have little foam tape squares. Oh, hey now. That we can use to put the little extra posies onto the cupcake. So I'm just going to put them directly on the cupcake like so. I agree. Scrapbook.com, some of my favorite. There. And let's do one here-ish. And then maybe one not sure. Here. Okay. Take all the release paper off. Okay. So then we have posy number 1, posy number 2, posy number 3, and number 4. Not sure if I like number 4. Maybe up here. Maybe I want these 4 at all. You know what? I'm going to just move them over a little bit. There we go. There. I kind of like that arrangement a little better. How cute is this cupcake? I just love it. And look how cute it's going to be tucked in here like so. And then we're going to arrange all of those cute little florals around it that we stamped and glued and figured out together today. I am just absolutely thrilled with how this card is turning out. Like, it is just the cutest thing. Okay, let's snip off the little excess layer here of the Line It Up. That was a thick piece of, because that was 3 pieces of, that was 3 layers, so that was pretty thick, but looks pretty fun. And of course, I'm going to pop up the top with some foam and glue the bottom down with liquid glue. This one I'm just going to grab, I have some of these little pieces of foam tape that I have created on my own that I just have little extras of. And I think that will work. Yep, just to pop it up a little bit. Oops. Thanks, guys. I agree. Definitely a little more of a labor-intensive card, but this is going to be an extra special birthday card for someone out there, because it's just so cute. Okay, tuck it down in here like so. I just love this. I think it's so darn cute. Okay, so then we have all of our little pieces, and let's go ahead and tuck them here and there. Get some stuff out of my way here. All right, so we've got this lovely leaf here. Bye, Elise. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm glad you were here. Appreciate it. Okay. Kind of like so. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I am trying to hit the 2:30 mark. We'll see how it goes. Or maybe I want these to be more down here. Ah, that is much better. I like them down there better. And that one can kind of tuck in there. Absolutely. So definitely a pretty feminine version today. But I feel like you could totally make these in people's favorite colors, and they would be absolutely lovely. Okay. Kind of like the idea of just tucking these flowers in all around the elements here. A little bit like so. There we go. This is just coming out super cute. Actually, you know what? Might have to do a little trimming, but let's kind of tuck one of these guys down here. I'm gonna have to trim, I think, to get it to fit. So bear with me here. Kind of do these two together down in this corner. And then finally, let's just add these up here in the cupcake. I think those will be a nice, pretty addition. All right, I'm gonna save you the pain of watching me glue everything down, because I do want to hit the 2:30 mark here. So I will finish gluing these all in place, but I don't plan on moving them. I'm just going to adjust them so they fit a little bit better in here. But this is what it's going to look like in the end. I will do the gluing after the fact. But how fun is this sweet little floral confection card? Definitely a labor of love. I'm not going to say it's not, but you know what? An hour and a half, not bad, especially considering I had to work through the organizational process of what die goes with what. And I think you would get a little quicker after figuring that out. And hey, I've done it for you. So now you can just mark on your dies what's what. And really, truly, I feel like this came together so easily and so wonderfully. But I will save you the tedious time of me gluing everything into place. Oops, sorry about that. Hit my camera. So I will flip the camera back around to me and let you guys go.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed watching this sweet little birthday card come to life today. I sure had fun creating it with you and kind of figuring out the stamp set and how it all works together. So I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. And if you have this card, I would love to see your version of it. Don't forget, you can always change the colors. You can mix and match them for your recipient's favorite colors or your favorite colors, whatever those happen to be. Oh, thank you, Maggie. I am so glad that you got to see the tail end, the finish piece here. Oh, awesome, Kristen. I love that. I'm a big fan of glitter cardstock. Any kind of glitter cardstock is my favorite, except for silver. I don't like silver. It's not my jam. So you will never ever see me. I have kind of a bad attitude about silver glitter cardstock. I'm going to be honest. There's some things in my past that happened that made it so I don't love it. So if I'm going to feature something silver, I'm typically probably going to reach for something that's like holographic or iridescent in nature. So no offense to the people that love silver cardstock. I do have a bad attitude about it. And so you won't probably see it ever here on my channel. But thank you, and thank you, my friends at scrapbook.com, for joining me and following along with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. And I will get this guy photographed and the thumbnail graphic updated for it. And so you'll get to see that here. And I'm sure I will share it soon here on social media as well. I need to get better. I've been kind of bad about sharing my cards on social media. I've just been so busy, but I'm working on catching up. So keep an eye on my Instagram handle or my Instagram feed and my Facebook page to see some of those cards too. All right, friends, I am past that 2:30 mark, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. That's my final live for this week. So I'm sure I will be back next week. So just look here under my live tab for scheduled lives. And or also, if you haven't signed up for my emails, I send out a reminder 45 minutes in advance. So you can sign up for that under the Connect with Me section in my video description. There's a link for signing up for emails if you'd like to receive them. Oh, good, Terry. I am glad I'm not the only one that has a silver version as well. There are plenty of people that love it, and I am not knocking that. It's a personal thing. So don't come to Leah Lawson Creates if you're looking for silver, because pretty much isn't going to happen. Have a great weekend, friends. And if you are joining me for the my Altenew Zoom class tomorrow, if you signed up for that class, I think it's called like Modern I'm forgetting the name. But if you sign up for the class and you're joining me live in the Zoom session, I'll see you there. Bye, guys. Have a great day.